Hello, everyone. Welcome in or welcome back to Blunt as F Tarot. I am Lindsay. If you are new to the channel, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Today, I will be doing a collective overcoming addiction spread. So if you are looking to overcome any sort of addiction or bad habit in your life, you have come to the right place. I am happy to help. Please keep in mind, y'all, these are general messages, so only take what resonates with you and leave the rest for someone else who is watching. With that said, I do offer personal readings. If you would like to book with me, please reach out to bluntasftarot222@gmail.com. I have a whole menu located in the description box of the channel. This reading called Overcoming Addiction is also offered as a personal spread. So if you guys would like to check that out, please look at the description box. You can also win a personal reading or a crystal. Please hashtag the word personal reading, crystal, or both in the comments, as well as like, share, and subscribe. I do go live on or around the first of every month. So if you would like to tune in when I draw the winners, I usually do a little reading for everybody at that time as well. Thank you guys for all of your love and support, collective. Let's get right into it. Thank you, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, for your messages. Please show the collective all they need to see for their best and highest good. Overcoming addiction. What does the collective need to see about overcoming addiction? For their best and highest good. How do I remove blockages in my life? The 10 of Cups. Contentment. I feel like the answer here, collective, is getting out of your comfort zone. Maybe you're at a place where you are content, which it's fine to be content. That's a great thing to have fulfillment. But I feel like what the challenge here is, the blockage is being content. Like you're not progressing or moving forward, or maybe you're having a hard time overcoming this addiction because you're happy with where you're at. You're fine with it. You're comfortable type of energy. The 10 of Cups is a good card in the tarot, but when we're asking about how do you remove any blockages, I feel like you have to get out of your comfort zone, right? In order to go somewhere you've never been before, you have to do things you've never done before. And I feel like doing things that are choosing you, that are choosing your comfortability. It's good to be comfortable, yes, but choose things that excite you as well as comfort you with that 10 of Cups there. In order to remove blockages that you may be experiencing in your life, you have to do things that are outside of your comfort zone. Yes, there's a fine balance there, though. You want to be comfortable in some areas, and you also want to be challenging yourself in some areas. I mean, maybe not. Maybe some people don't want to challenge themselves. But I feel like if you're trying to overcome an addiction, like I said earlier, you're going places that you have never been before, so you have to do things that you've never done before, collective. What is holding you back? We got the 3 of Cups energy. Celebration. What is holding you back is you're not celebrating how far you've come. 333 on the clock as I held up the 3 of Cups. That was awesome. Threes are the number of your angels and guardians being around you, your spirit guides. And what your spirit guides are saying to you is that you are forgetting how far you have come. You have come a very, very long way, collective. Even if it was just yesterday that you got sober, you have come a long way. You're taking the steps. If it was 10 years ago when you got sober, you're taking the steps that you need to take every single day to overcome an addiction, to not allow something to control your life, whatever it is, whether that's drugs, alcohol, nicotine, sugar, I don't know, overdoing something. Like you can overdo anything. I'm getting Scorpio energy here, collective. You can obsess heavily over something for a very long time. But what you need to remember is that the 3 of Cups energy is about celebrating how far you've come. And that's what's holding you back, is you're not remembering that you used to be in a hell of a worse place. You're not giving yourself enough credit. You're being too hard on yourself. Yes, when you are overcoming an addiction, you do need to, buckle down and discipline yourself, right? But at the same time, that's not to say be hard on yourself. Celebrate your wins. Celebrate how far you have come. And I know that that may be hard, especially when you're overcoming an addiction. Maybe it's drinking that is your addiction or your bad habit, and you don't want to go out and celebrate by drinking, obviously. Well, you don't have to do that, collective. That's not the only option that's available, You can just go out and drink some tea, drink some water. I know you may say, well, that's not as fun, Lindsay. But if you're actively working your way towards being sober or overcoming drinking or overcoming whatever addiction it is that you have, then you are going to see, collective, that it is worth it, that you are worth it, that, okay, it's change, it's transformation. I'm drinking water instead of a cocktail, but I can still have fun. I can still laugh. I could still be me. And you can be yourself even more when you are not infused with a bunch of alcohol. I feel like if that's what you're trying to overcome. Now, for some people, that may help them to get out of their body, relax, let loose, have fun. But eventually, I feel like that does become a trigger or something that you become dependent on. And the key here to overcoming addiction is to not be codependent. What action steps do you need to take to reach your goals? We got the Page of Pentacles here. Reliability. So being able to depend upon yourself, collective, is the key here to your success. The action steps that you need to take are learning, possibly going back to school for some of you, getting education from a reliable source. Maybe you take some webinar, or maybe you connect with someone on the internet that offers a program. You purchase a program to invest in yourself. I feel like there's a lot of learning here, and it could even be self-teaching. There's a lot of ways to access learning and teach yourself, obviously, with the world that we live in today, the technology, you guys know. But the key here to reaching your goals is to focus on your stability, focus on your solid foundation, focus on being reliable and showing up for yourself every single day. Even if that is in regards to, your plan, your inner healing plan to get healthy and to overcome this addiction. Okay, I'm going to wake up every day at this time, and I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to meditate, or I'm going to, do whatever it is that you need to do to keep yourself in this place of overcoming your addiction and reaching your goals. So the fourth card out is, are you willing to change the way you've taught yourself to live? You are one. This is a unique card to this tarot deck, guys. This talks about a woman being born into a place where everyone had dark skin and a black mask. This woman has fair skin and a red mask, right? This is the story that's in the book. This is called the Beautiful Creatures Tarot, just so you guys know. But this woman had to learn how to accept herself just the way she was, regardless of the fact that she did not look like everybody else. And I feel like the message here is, yes, you are willing to teach yourself a new way to live, a complete new way to live. Because you've been born with something different. You have had to overcome trials and tribulations maybe that many people have not had to face. Maybe people have had to face their own trials and tribulations, but not in the same way, right? You don't share that mask. You don't have that same color. You are different. You feel unique. I'm getting unicorn vibes, right? But you are willing to change the way you've taught yourself to live because you've overcome things like being different. And you've come to this place, or you are coming to this place of accepting yourself, collective. What do you need to know to live in a completely new way? We've got the 8 of Cups. You got to walk away from what no longer serves you. You've got to go on a quest for that adventure. Do things that are outside of your comfort zone. Like I was saying up here with contentment. How do you remove these blockages? Do things that are outside of your comfort zone. What do you need to know to live in a completely new way? Walk away from what doesn't serve you. Do things that are outside of your comfort zone, collective. Doing things that don't serve your best and highest good anymore are going to keep you stuck, keep you held back. But in order to reach your goals, you've got to be reliable and dependable on yourself. You've got to show up for yourself every single day. And part of that is walking away from things that don't serve your best and highest good. How does this addiction affect your emotions and your actions? We've got the Queen of Wands energy here. So when you are actively in your addiction, collective, what I'm seeing here is you are very, very shy. You are closed off. You are not confident in who you are. It affects your mentality. It affects the way you believe about yourself. It affects your, what is it, the word I'm looking for? Your self-worth, your self-esteem. That's what I'm seeing here. When you are actively in your addiction, your emotions are very, very overwhelming to you, is what I feel. Now, when you're not actively in your addiction, you're determined. Your emotions don't get in the way of what you have going on for you in your life, if that makes sense. Like, you do not allow your emotions to overtake you and make choices for you. Because a lot of times, especially when you're going through releasing an addiction or you have an addiction, you will let your emotions affect your actions, and it makes choices that lead to consequences, and then you have to like undo everything. Instead of progressing forward in your life, you have to undo some things before you progress forward. Not that undoing things isn't progressing forward, but you wouldn't have had to undo those things had you not let your emotions control your actions. So when you are actively in this addiction, it is affecting your determination. It is affecting your willpower to make shit happen for you and yours. So let's clarify the 10 of Cups. We've got the Beetlejuice deck out here. What does the collective need to know about removing these blockages? Please clarify the 10 of Cups. Wow. So we've got the 9 of Cups here. No, wait, that's the 4 of Cups. My bad. I read it backwards. The 4 of Cups energy is being stubborn, being closed off, maybe rejecting things. But it is an opportunity that is presented to you by the divine. In the original Rider-Waite Tarot, it's definitely not a man sitting there reading a book, but obviously he's reading the magazine or the paper, the book, whatever it is, and he's not open to whatever's around him. When he could look outside those blinds, there's that cup that you see in the original 4 of Cups energy. That cup that is being offered up to you from the divine. To accept things in your life that maybe they make you uncomfortable, but getting outside of your comfort zone is going to help you to clear any blockages that you have in your life. What about the 3 of Cups? Why is this here as what is holding the collective back? The Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Wow. So that is money blocks with that Queen of Pentacles in reverse. That is blocks like maybe like you don't feel safe inside your body, root chakra blocks. And that's why you don't celebrate yourself. You aren't proud of yourself because you don't feel safe inside your own body. You have some healing that you have to do with that lower root chakra. And that is about your stability, right? If you do not feel like you can make enough money or you can create wealth or you can create value or, you know, whatever, you won't want to celebrate yourself because you feel like you aren't worth celebrating. But regardless of how much money you make, regardless of your status, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, regardless of your status, you are worthy. And what is holding you back is not realizing that, not celebrating yourself regardless of what your financial status is or regardless of how you feel about where you're at in your life. You have to give yourself more credit. You have to accept yourself for who you are. You are one. Authentic. You have to accept yourself for exactly who you are. What action steps do you need to take to reach your goals? Please clarify the Page of Pentacles. Come on, give me the card. Thank you. The High Priestess. Listen to your intuition. Follow that higher guidance system. That was a clear answer, wasn't it? Your higher guidance system is teaching you to be reliable. It's teaching you to be dependable for yourself. And if you follow it, there's nothing else left to do. Let's clarify you are the one. Why is you are the one here? We've got the Four of Wands here. Wow, this is celebrating as well. Celebrating yourself for who you are. Four of Wands talks about stability. It talks about home. It talks about family. Being happy and content, even if it is just you right now. That is your own family. Maybe some of you that are struggling with this addiction, you cannot go around your family members because they struggle with the same sort of thing. You know, it may be hard, but there are a lot of people that have to do that to overcome their addictions. What about this Eight of Cups? The King of Wands in reverse. So we've got a Queen of Wands in the upright and a King of Wands in the reverse. Interesting. What do you need to know to live in this completely new way? Step out of your comfort zone, walk away from the things that no longer serve you. And with the King of Wands in reverse, it's like you need to take charge of your life again. You need to take action in your own life. Stop allowing others and the emotions of others affect you moving forward. The King of Wands, when it is in the upright, is determined, much like the Queen of Wands in the upright. Your emotions have to be put aside in order to get where you're going. And if you're trying to overcome an addiction, okay, yes, you have to feel your emotions. Feel them, heal them, release them. But do not allow them to control your life. That is what I mean. I don't mean detach from your emotions. I mean, feel them, heal them, release them. Do not allow them to make your choices for you. Because if you start allowing, and I feel like a lot of you probably have, allowed your emotions to make choices for you, and it just leads to things, like I said earlier, that you have to go back and you have to reverse. You know, you could have been up here, but now you're taking a pit stop. You're making a delay because now you got to undo the wrong choice that you made because you allowed your emotions to take over. Now, everybody goes through what they go through, collective, so that they can learn things about themselves and so that they don't do it again. But I feel like this is just advice on not delaying your own life, you know? If you can get a hold of your emotions, if you can be in control of those emotions and not allow them to make choices for you, yes, accept that they are there. Accept them for what they are. Just like this queen right here. Accepting yourself, accepting your emotions for exactly what they are and celebrating them, but being able to detach from them. You see how there's space between this couple and her because she is alive and these two are the ghosts. Right? It's like not allowing your emotions to rule you. Please clarify that Queen of Wands. How does this addiction affect the actions and the emotions of the collective? Knight of Cups energy. So I feel like with this card here, you know how Beetlejuice was very forceful in wanting his bride, right? What I get from this is your emotions are very forceful in wanting to control you. And you have to be determined enough to not allow that to happen. Lydia, of course, you know, it's a movie. She kind of let things happen in the beginning because it's a ghost. She's afraid of it, you know, things like that. But that second movie there, oh, no. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Beetlejuice 2 or whatever the heck that Beetlejuice. I don't know what it's called exactly, but you know what I'm talking about. The point here is, in order for you to move forward to overcome this addiction, you've got to find a way to feel safe inside your body and to heal what it is that is allowing your emotions to control you. For sure. All right, collective, this is the message that I have for you. I hope this reading helped. I'll see you on the next one.